All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got my buddy Jordan here with me. I know I've been gone for a little while, but I figured I'd come back and bring you guys something really special. So I've got an actual bodybuilder we're going to be talking with today. And this is my buddy Jordan. He lives in Canada.
Yes, sir.
Jordan just had a show, 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was Sunday. So yeah, what are we on Tuesday? Yeah, 2 days ago. So
you've been eating, huh?
I've been eating. Yeah, yeah. I got some ice cap going there. So yeah, I put on about 8 pounds in 2 days here. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you was looking hella shredded on stage.
Thanks, man.
Man, I didn't think about it. I should have brought that picture onto the laptop so I could put it up on the screen, but I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah, I don't even have that. I don't even have it. I don't have the stage photos or anything yet. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, yeah, I was thinking. I know we had talked about maybe discussing a little like mental health, and I was thinking just like kind of just a brief synopsis of the lifestyle, the bodybuilding lifestyle, and how you juggle, working all the time with bodybuilding and everything, and being a dad on top of that. So really, you got a lot on your plate, a lot to deal with. So how do you manage all that, man? I know it seems like a handful to me.
Yeah, no, it is a handful for sure. It's how do I manage it? Stressed out all the time. That's how I do it. No, honestly, it's like, I don't know. I just prioritize. I gotta. It's hard because you can't do 100% in everything, right? Like you try, right? So it's like I have these shows coming up, so I want to put 100% into that, but work. My job is very taxing. So for anyone watching or whatever, I'm a millwright. I work in the oil field, so I work anywhere from the occasional 8-hour day, but on the very bottom end of things, to upwards of 16 hours a day, physical labor. So that's more what it's like, probably that 12 to 14 hour range, and labor, right? But so I don't know. You kind of make it work and just fit it.
And you're still stepping on stage looking like a beast, dude. That is so crazy. Of course,
yeah,
you get your cardio in at work, huh?
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's that's what it's just putting in the work, and there's a lot of guys, younger guys there that were in my division too, and they're like college students and stuff, and they don't got anything going on. They're like 23 years old, and just like, yeah,
envy all that innocence and time they have on their hands. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. This a normal day in my life, though, probably I wake up about 4:45 and then get up, have my pre-workout, whatever, get to the gym, do my workout. It's unfortunately pretty rushed usually. I get a shower and get out of the gym by 6:30, head to work, and then work anywhere from 7 to, whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at night, and then come home, prep my food for the next day. Usually, and then prep. I'll do, like, I have most weekends off, so what I'll do is I'll prep like my core stuff, like my meats and things like that on Sunday, things that take time. I'll do, I'll use like a pressure cooker, and I'll cook up like 5 pounds of chicken, whatever I have it calculated at that I need for that week, and then I'll freeze half of it and then keep the other half in the fridge. And then but I just do all my weigh-in and everything every evening, and portioning in containers and whatnot. And then so that's pretty much it as far as my prep goes. That's my day-to-day. And then I got my kid I get on weekends when I'm not on call. So weekends I don't get to train usually, unless I get like someone to babysit for me. Usually Monday to Friday is my training schedule every morning. And then, sometimes in the evening if I have an early day from work. And then,
Man, it's got very structured. It sounds like I wouldn't be able to maintain that stability like that, because I'm just like so crazy all the time.
Yeah.
So that getting up in the morning shit, that's just not my cup of tea. I always train in the evening time.
Oh man, yeah. I used to when I first got into it, and back when I worked automotive, right? That's how I started my mechanics and stuff. And so back when I was 18, 19, 20, I would I would do that. I would always go after because I'd be off at 5 every day, right? And then nothing else to do in the evening. But yeah, obviously having other responsibilities and stuff like that definitely is a little taxing. But you got to have that structure, right? And that's one thing I've always thrived on is the structure. Without it, I'm like chaos, man.
Yeah.
I got to have that, because if I don't have that, it's just like it doesn't work. Nothing works, right? Like
Right.
it's like throwing a wrench into a gear, and then it fucks everything.
Yeah, one gear messes up, then the whole machine doesn't work, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it'll throw my routines out for one day. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been, I don't know. I feel like I've just been kind of at a stalemate at the gym. Like I've been, for you guys, anybody watching, Jordan's he's been one of my main homies on just kind of helping me whenever I'm just like bummed out and like, I can't do this shit anymore. And
hell yeah.
He's always been solid for me. He's a good friend. So you guys, I will, if you're catching this on the replay, I'll put Jordan's Instagram handle in the description. That way you guys can find him there. Looks like we've got one viewer right now.
Woo.
Oh, it's Andrew. What's up, Andrew? I appreciate you coming by, man.
How's it going, man?
But yeah, so I know for me, I've just been dealing with the mental health lately. So it's like at first I thought the gym would kind of solve all my problems, because it really does. It boosts your endorphins, exercise, it really helps. Oh no, Andrew, I don't have I'm not monetized yet, man. I got to get to 1,000 subs, so I can't have super chats. Not yet. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I'm getting like 2 subs every 2 days, so it's just slow and steady process. But anyway, in the gym, I remember before I was definitely just depressed all the time when I was on drugs. All it was I would wake up every morning and just all I'm thinking about is just how I'm going to just get high that day. And it's such a stressful lifestyle, and I can't imagine going back to that. But now that I have a kid, I'm just trying to really hone in and get be it like you've got, structure. I need to be more stable and more just, stable is the best word for it, because I feel like I'm just all over the place. They've had me on 6 different medications now in the past like 7 weeks, and it's just it's really a mind fuck.
Yeah. For sure, man. And I mean, we talk about this a lot, and all that, and our past and stuff like that. And for anyone for Andrew here, and anyone who's going to watch the replay, that was something I came from addiction too, man. Like, that, Cris, like I was heavily involved in drugs for quite a few years back in the day when I was younger. And around the age of 21, 22, I was like, I don't want this. And I got rid of it. And then I guess maybe I'll just go a little bit into my life, Cris. Is that cool? And then
for sure. Go ahead.
And then we'll continue on with the mental health side of things, because that's awesome. That's pretty important, and we need to talk about that too.
Yeah, I feel like nobody ever talks about it because it's embarrassing. Like I'm even like, even when I'm talking about it, I'm like, God, it's like, how much do I want to say?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But it's not, because it's something that needs to be addressed, right? Like everyone has it. Everyone's got problems, man. You're American. I'm Canadian. We got the same shit, dude.
Yeah.
And so many people go through it. Yeah, when we're younger and stuff like that, and this is a lot of guys can't get out of it, but. Anyways, yeah, so I sobered up around, actually it'll be 6 years on the 11th here.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, but, then I got into a marriage, I met I met a woman that I married, and then, but I was married for about 5 years. And then, about 7 months ago, going on 8 now, we just split here. So that's when I realized. Tough. Yeah, so
we've discussed it. So
yeah, man. Like initially, it was, it was she didn't want it anymore, and it was, don't need to air my dirty laundry or anything like that. But it was what it was, and it wasn't working out, man. We were both unhappy, and then so yeah, right now just moving in the right direction. But that's the one thing. Like the gym is important for mental health, right? But it's for me the structure, that in my life, that's always been important. Like I need structure. So the gym offers that, right? Bodybuilding, you know, and then setting a goal like a show is awesome in that regard. Like, well, I'm losing my train of thought here.
Well, you've made progress, you know. I mean,
But
when you're setting goals like that, you can always look back and say, well, at least I'm here now instead of where I was before. So even if you didn't even if you didn't like fully achieve your goal, you've likely still made some progress, right?
oh yeah, 100%, man. You know, like, and that's the thing. I set the goal to do these shows right after the split. You know, because I always wanted to, man. I wanted to do it competitively, ever since I was a kid. But you know, you get busy with life. You know, you get married, you have a kid. You know, you do all this stuff, and then it kind of gets put on the back burner. But then there's always like that. Oh, what if? And then so, anyways, I took this opportunity to get into it competitively now, and yeah, no, it's been really good. I set out to do 2 shows this year for this season, and yeah, I just got them done. So, yeah, that first one, well, you know, I got second in the first one, and that was a bit of a smaller show. And then this most recent one, that was a big one, and they actually, some of the judges, they had some pro judges up there, and yeah, that was next level, man. Like some of those guys up there, just like, you know,
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, but you were up there with them, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you look like a bodybuilder. You look like you belong on stage, you know?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's great. It's a really surreal feeling, man, when you're standing there, and that's exactly it too. You know, you're sitting there, you're just like looking around all these other dudes that are just jacked and shredded, and then like, you know, you're all fist bumping and stuff, getting ready to go on stage, and then all of a sudden you look down or you look at the photos after, and you're like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I belong, you know, and it's just like, yeah, it's really cool. It's a really surreal feeling. It's great to achieve a goal like that. And I'll probably continue to compete. I'm going to have a good off season here, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, see what happens, right? Like it takes time, and yeah, but
Definitely. Yeah, you know, I have such a long way to go. I mean, maybe someday I might try to do something like that, but just everything that we have going on right now, it just seems like I couldn't say like, oh, I can for sure be this jacked on that day. I don't think I could. I don't know. It's for me, it's just like you know, I'll have a really good streak. You know, I've made some decent gains, you know, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm still at like 195 pounds, and I thought by now I'd be at least 220. You know, what the hell's going on? But,
right.
it's
I
like,
know. That's like going into the show. I was like, you have your goal weight in mind, and then you realize like you get closer to the date, and it's like, oh, there's no way. So then what do? Well, you just try and get as conditioned as possible, and you just come in the but you can be, man. And but look at, you know, your progress. You say, well, I'm only still 195 pounds. I mean, look at where you were a year ago, dude. Like, you know, we've been talking. How long we've been friends for, man? You know what I mean? Like you know, your progress alone too is just, that's nothing to shake a stick at. You know what I mean? Like
thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Man. I just knew, you know, when I started lifting, I didn't really know anything about genetics. I just thought I could just eat a bunch of food and lift heavy weights, and I would just get big. So I did a lot of studying, and it's really crazy how, just like I told you the other day, I bet I lost like 7 pounds in that one day, because I just had, with my crazy high metabolism, if I go even 8 hours without lifting, I feel like I've just lost all my gains. I feel like death. Like I have to eat all day, every day.
Yeah.
Just to like maintain my weight. But like you were saying, like I was 195 pounds last year, but my body fat was way higher. So I'm definitely, you know, conditioned into making that 195 look a lot better.
Oh, totally, man. Like
so,
that's exactly it. Just yeah, the scale lies, right? Like it's, you know, it's inaccurate. The mirror is what we got to go by. So in this crazy shit, but
definitely. But yeah, I think you're pretty good proof that, you know, even just, I mean, basically average people, even people that have to work every day, people who have a family, people, you can still step on stage and you know, look damn good while doing it too. So
hell yeah.
You know, it's, people love to make excuses these days. So, and they'll you know, they'll claim everybody's on drugs and stuff because they're bigger than they are. And Oh,
Mhm.
if I took tests, I could look like that too. Okay, then do it. Let's see
Yeah,
it. Then, you know,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
see it.
that's my favorite one, like, that's my favorite one, like, "Oh, yeah, if I was on that guy's cycle, I'd look like that." It's like, man, you know, that fucking guy's probably been training for 20 plus years, and, you know, with regardless of gear use, the amount of work and dedication it still takes to be at any, if you're an athlete stepping on a bodybuilding stage, man, you know, it's years in the making generally, you know. And even myself, you know, I didn't really get serious till about, like, you know, wanting to compete with it about a year ago, but I've been training since I was 16. I'm 28 now, you know, like, and even now, like, I'm not even anywhere close to where I want to be, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they say we always want to get bigger, and I was thinking, I don't know. I think there's a certain spot I could get to, and I would be content. I don't really think that I would just, you know, get as big as Chris Hemsworth and Thor, and then want to look like Ronnie Coleman. I think I would just be happy looking like Chris Hemsworth's physique, you know. Thor Ragnarok. Like
yeah.
now he's looking insane for that incredible Hulk Hogan movie he did. But on that genetics note that we were talking about, Eddie Hall, did you see that picture circulating of him recently, of him when he was 16? He's like,
No.
he looks like a 30-year-old. He's like 230 pounds, 106 kilos. So let me see. I bet I can find it real fast. Yeah, he's and the fitness community's been doing videos on him and pointing out, like, this is, you know, this is why he's world's strongest man, you know,
Yeah.
because this is his genetics. This was the foundation that he was working off of. Like, he's not just some
Plays a
really
huge
fit guy.
huge role in it, right? Like, yeah, I'm like a hardcore. I'm an endo. Like, if I don't watch what I eat, you know, I'm just like, you know what I mean? I've
Right.
always, ever since I was, you know, I used to be a chubbier kid, whereas my brothers, they're on the other side of the scale, like hard gainers, and they got to eat whatever they can, you know, and they just always have a six pack. But, you know, you got to play to your genetics. I've always packed on muscle easier than them, and my shoulders are twice their width, so it's kind of just
Yeah,
what you got, man.
so many people don't give genetics credit, and I feel like the jack guys, you know, the ones who look good, like what's that guy's name? He's always lifting the fake weights. I can't remember his name. Brad Castleberry.
Brad Castleberry,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, you know, and I'm pretty sure he was pushing that nonsense. Like, well, I know he's saying he's natural all the time, which is complete bullshit. Because if he
Oh,
was
yeah.
natural, he would have got on drugs and gotten bigger, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you could look like that natural, let's see what you look like unnaturally.
Yeah, that's my favorite one too. Yeah. Oh, I'm natural. Like, why? Why do you got to talk like that? Like, why do you got
Right?
to
But
bullshit? Right? Like, no one believes you.
you're not a professional athlete or anything, you know.
No.
Man, okay, let's see if I can. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this picture of Eddie Hall so I can put it up on the screen real fast. Almost there. We're gonna put it up as an overlay. Ah, jeez. Fuck. That's not it. Well, gotta keep the show rolling. So,
Rolling.
yeah, I felt like when I first started going to therapy and stuff, I felt like I was better than I was like a few days ago, because that medicine had me so freaking crazy, dude. And I'm trying to make progress in the gym, and then I wake up one day and basically I've been awake all night because I didn't sleep worth a shit. And then I try to go train in the gym, and I'm only lifting like half what I'm used to, and I still feel so weak. Like, I did squats the other day with 2 plates. Like, I've been doing that for a year now. And what the hell? Computer's dying. Okay. But anyway, I'm doing squats with 2 plates, and I usually do 5x5s with 2 wheels on the squat. And I got 2 sets of 4, and my legs were so like hella sore the next day. Like, I had worked out with heavier weight than I was used to.
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird because I was really weak, and I was like, well, that workout didn't do shit, but my muscles were so sore as if I hadn't done legs in a month.
Mm.
And I don't know if that was just something about the what is it, ATP that's in your muscles whenever, you know, in the middle of a set, the ATP builds up.
Oh, yeah, no,
Adenosine triphosphate or some shit.
yeah, that's more related to that's how much energy you have in your muscle related to like your glycogen and stuff like that. Wow, I'm
Yeah, I
blanking
was
here.
wondering if it.
Lactic acid though, right? So that's is that what you're thinking of, like your lactic acid buildup? Like that? Because
Yeah, well, I'm thinking if more builds up into your muscles during a training session, does that mean that you've done a better job of training? Because I feel like it builds up quicker whenever I'm really weak and tired and, you know, haven't slept that night before than whenever I'm well rested. Then I can get more reps without my muscles feeling sore and weak. If that
yeah, well,
makes
I mean, I think so. Like, I mean, your rest and your nutrition and everything plays a role, right? And your just how you're going to perform in the gym. You know, if because even you're walking. So say you have a day where you're not even training legs, right? Well, you're walking around, you're doing stuff, you're taking your kid out, you're doing this stuff, but your legs are still getting a workout, right? Okay, well that
right.
night then you don't get your 7 hours or whatever you need, and you didn't, maybe you missed a meal or something like that, and then so even though you didn't directly train your legs that day, they still worked because we're humans, and like our muscles are always working, and I believe like that's why you don't get your rest and stuff like that. Well, the next day that can cause some issues on and strength and stuff like that in the gym for sure, man. Yeah, just reading here, Sean, first stream of yours I'm watching, post sub. It's good to hear.
Oh yeah, Sean, he's cool. I'm at, where was Sean? You were in Gothic stream. Thanks for stopping by, Sean. I appreciate you. Yeah, Gothic, she's pretty cool, man.
Nice.
She's a streamer. She does stream. She just switched to YouTube from wasn't she on Twitch before, I think. And yeah, she's pretty opinionated, kind of like I am, so. But I don't share a lot of my opinions in my videos.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I figure there's enough people doing that.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I've saved this picture so many times, and it's.
You're still looking for that? You're still looking
Well,
for
I
that?
found the picture. I keep saving it. I'm trying to save it to the computer so I can pop it up, and it's not cooperating. So I'm gonna screen share, I think. Yeah, I'm still new to all this.
Yeah, you're telling me.
StreamYard. They have all these features, but I haven't messed around with it I haven't messed around with it much. I've done 4 streams maybe now. It's really neat though. Okay, I think I've.
Something's happening.
That's not it. Screen.
I'm digging your backdrop there. It reminds me of Derek's fucking sauna there on all his videos.
Yeah, everyone says that. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of close.
Fair enough.
Yeah, his is I think his is real. This is just like fake paneling. So these aren't real slats. I think his are like real or something.
Got it.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Sean. I had one of my other buddies that was watching, but I think he's at work, so he must have left. But I usually get decent traffic on the replays, so
nice. Yeah,
I think a few people might find you. I'll put you on. I'll put your Instagram handle, and you haven't started your YouTube channel yet, have you?
No, I haven't. No, and I was gonna link this to my Instagram too. I gotta put some work in on that now that my prep's done and I got a little more time to focus on
I
some
figured
stuff.
out how to screen share. I'm going to share this real fast.
Oh, okay.
I don't have 2 monitors, but I'm going to just real fast. Entire screen, window. Okay, now. All right, there it is. All right, here he is.
Oh yeah.
So it shows him at 16. Isn't that crazy? Dude looks like a 30-year-old.
This dude looks like he's 35 for sure. Looks
He's
like
buying all the beers.
He's like a Jack Fred Durst in that, you know.
It's
he
crazy,
like,
dude.
Yeah, that's wild.
But if you look at like Brandon Harding though, he recently put up a transformation picture, and he was a freaking stick, dude. He was like, and that's crazy because he's freaking huge now. He's like what, 240 on stage,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. See this guy right here?
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's natural transfer. Yeah, my ass. He's actually
yeah.
Genetics, dude. Nobody gives genetics enough credit.
Well, no, exactly. And so even in that skinny picture of him, you know, you can see his pecs. Like, look at the width on his pecs, right? Like, a lot of people don't have that. You know, your spacing on your pecs that's something you can't control, right? Your muscle insertions, right? Like, some people have a gap there, like, you know, this big, and then other people it's like close together, so it's just basically like fibers overlaying each other. But you know, so that's going to dictate what your striations look like, you know, when you do get peeled for a show. But yeah, man, no, it's cool. Well, yeah, I mean, any other questions about the show, or like, well, we could talk about mental health more in regards to that.
Well, do you get those days too, like where you just feel like you're losing it all, like, or is that just my?
No, 100%, man. That's like half my life.
Yeah, I mean, like some days I'm like, yeah, let's get it. I'm gonna make all kinds of gains, and then the next day I'll just wake up on the wrong side of the bed, figuratively, I guess, and then
yeah, it's usually a leg day for me when that happens, but
I usually enjoy working legs, but
yeah. It's like, it's weird, man. Sometimes I get in there and I'm ready to hit them, and I'm just like, I'm feeling good, and I go hard, and it's great and it's rewarding. And then other days it's like it's the same thing. I'm just feeling weak, and it's hard. I was in a deficit for so long. I did such a long prep on this for these shows. It was just like total time was 16 weeks. So 4 months.
That's intense, bro. And you stuck to it. You stuck to it the whole time. I know I kept checking on you. I was like, how's it going, dude? And you didn't even falter. It's very impressive. Not many people can do that.
Thanks, man.
Like,
yeah, but
people don't realize what goes into stepping on that stage. You know, they think you just like lift a few weights and eat some chicken and broccoli, and then you're there. Like, they don't
then you're ready to go. It's like, I signed up for the show, and it's like, okay, well, I just came off a bulk, and then let's see, well, calipered myself out at like 19% body fat. And I'm like, okay, well, I got 3 months to try to get sub 10%, you know? And so I did the first show I'd say I just got under 10%, you know? And then my calipers don't go any lower than that. But I ended up getting the stomach flu, right? Like the kid got sick. My show was on a Saturday, and then my kid.
I thought it would help you dry out, though. I was like, man, you picked a good time to be sick.
I got sick too early, so I got hit with her flu, my daughter's flu, on Monday, and then oh man, I was up all night. I was sick. So Wednesday I came in and I looked great. I lost like 6 pounds. I was peeled as shit, and I was still so sick. But I'll tell you, that would have been the day to get on stage. And then so I was so depleted, and it did help me fill out a little bit when I carved up, like when I could actually eat. But it just threw me off so bad because it affected my water load and everything like that. So just, yeah, it was really hard. Like, what I should have done the night before is probably the day before, just slam as much water and salt as I could, or actually cut the sodium. And then next day I would have just, you know, carved in sodium hard. And then, yeah, it was tricky. But so my first show kind of got affected by that a little bit. And then I was like, I was feeling kind of discouraged after that one. And then, so I had a month in between these shows here, a month bridge. So I was like, well, I took a couple days and just kind of ate what I want after the first one. And then I was like, no, you know what? I set out to do this goal, so I'm going to do this second one. And that's the big one. And that's what I was like, that's the bigger one, the provincial one. not the local one, and both CPA recognized shows, but definitely a bigger crowd at that other one. I was like, no, let's do it. So oh man, the last 3 weeks before this show, I was like, I took my calories lower than I've ever taken them, and I was just like, let's do it. Let's do it. I was just, it was awful. It was.
I get so hungry, dude.
Just
thinking about that just makes.
And it's just like the constant hunger, right? It's like, it's one thing to do it for like, you do it for like 2 months and then it's good, but it's just like, okay, this is like, I got 2 weeks to go, but it's been like 3.5 months and you just haven't even felt full pretty much for like 3.5 months straight. So it's just brutal. But yeah, no, I got it down and I got more lean for this show. I was really happy with the condition. I came in, didn't score too great, but I did pretty well for my second show. And considering my competition, my division, I competed in classic physique, division A, and we had the most competitors out of the entire show in the open show. So there was 6 other dudes on stage with me, and I think 3 of them were longtime competitors that have been competing for like 10 plus years. And then a couple of the other ones were, there was a few other younger guys there, a bit younger than me, and they did pretty well too. But
dude, for that being your second show, you looked like a veteran bodybuilder to me. Like, I mean, you see some dudes on stage and you're like, what are these guys even doing here? Like, and that was only your second show, and I mean, you look like you belong on the bodybuilding stage. For sure.
Oh man, I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to the photos.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm waiting for, they haven't posted all of the. I gotta buy the stage ones still, but yeah, they haven't posted all the stage, they only posted the overall winners on the website.
They make you pay for your own damn photos.
They do. You get like a couple or whatever that they'll put on the website, but yeah, you got to pay for the photos. Yeah, that's one thing we could talk about is the cost of amateur bodybuilding.
Yeah, let's discuss it. I'm gonna I'll probably go through and set chapters. Like after the stream's over, I can set up chapters below so you can just jump to whatever part of the video you want to go to.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So I wasn't sure how that worked. Yeah, I was like,
we'll start with I mean, just where do you start? Where would be your first expense as an amateur bodybuilder?
Okay, so in Canada, so like say we got a guy that wants to do a bodybuilding show, you have to get a CPA athlete number. So the Canadian Physique Alliance is like the federation of bodybuilding for Canada, basically, and it's recognized by the IFBB. So basically, if you're doing a CPA show, you can work your way up through the system and get to pro card qualifying shows, basically that qualify you for an IFBB pro card. But so to start, you have to register with the CPA. So I'm a registered athlete through the Canadian Physique Alliance. I think that was, I don't know, $180 or something just to register. It's not a huge expense. And then every show you want to do, you have to register for your class. So you can cross compete. So I could have done open bodybuilding, like lightweight and men's physique, but every class you register for, it's about anywhere from like 120 to 180 bucks, just depending on the show for each class. So I mean, some of these guys I was with were cross competing in like 4 different classes just because it's like their first show and they want as much stage time as possible for experience. For me, it's like I don't have a desire to do men's physique, or you know what I mean, and I'm not big enough to compete in open, so I didn't want to waste the money. It would have been fun to get the stage experience and practice.
So on a side note real quick, how does that, I always hear, classic, men's physique, what's like the tier system? How does that exactly play out? So what's the bottom, and then it's open at the top?
Sure.
Right?
So yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. So like size wise, we got so like men's physique, that's your board shorts, right? So you're not judged on your legs in men's physique. Those are the guys wearing board shorts, and they have their posing routines are generally shorter, or their presentations, I guess I shouldn't say posing routine. But yeah, so they'll have like a 15-second presentation where they go out, they hit a few poses in front of the judges, and then they have mandatory poses as well, to my understanding. And then, and that's it. So generally slightly smaller. Still, everyone needs to be really conditioned. It doesn't matter what class you're competing in. But it's really about looks too, a lot in physique, in just basic in men's physique. You know, it's like really like a beach body look. Just and don't get me wrong, those guys,
that jawline, huh?
A good jawline, good shoulder to waist ratio.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's all important. Just looking good, I guess. Maybe some long blonde hair, but you know, I don't
Abercrombie and Fitch action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's more, you know, men's physique, and then classic physique. We got it more. That's a relatively new class, which is actually really good, and it's kind of starting to dominate the sport a little bit. And that's, you know, they're getting back to getting away from the mass monsters, right? Like that's, you know, that's more like guys akin to Arnold's time, you know, like 70s, 80s bodybuilding. So still good proportions, good symmetry, you know. Definitely looking for a shoulder to waist ratio, you know, a small waist. They want to bring in the small waist again, you know, like 28, 30 inch waist with, you know, wide shoulders and everything. And then, yeah, so then from there, and that's based on height. So like all the different divisions in classic physique are like based on height up to a maximum weight. So I'm in division A because I'm just under 5'7", and the cutoff is 5'7", and then my max weight I think is 176 pounds that I could be for that class. So I would never be able to compete heavier than 176 pounds because of my height. If I went higher than that, I have to go into the open bodybuilding. But yeah, and then bodybuilding, and then it's just your open bodybuilding after that, and that's based on that's just your weight classes really, and that's height and weight too to some degree. But yeah, it's
like Big Ramey.
Different.
Yeah, monster, bro.
Yeah, oh, unreal, man. Like just those guys, that's next level. But yeah, there was a couple dudes at this show. It was for anyone who's watching this or is going to watch this. It was the Alberta Open show, so it was hosted in Calgary, Alberta, and yeah, there was some big dudes there, like in the Open. It's next level for considering it's not a pro show. It's a qualifying show for pro qualifying show, if that makes sense. So like guys that won here would be able to go compete in Toronto for a pro card if they were to win that show, basically. And
yeah, I hate it when dudes are shorter than me, but they make me feel like I'm smaller than them.
Yeah, it's perks of being short, man. I'll tell you, we look a little thicker when we get some muscle on us. But you know, I look pretty big at 150 pounds. But you know, you tall guys, when you do get some muscle on your frame, you look monstrous. So compared to us, all we can do is grow this way. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, you can put one of those things in your shoes, but those, I forget what they're called.
Yeah, those flats or whatever. Yeah.
Almost like heels.
Yeah.
No, I would own it, dude. I mean, that's like, you know, I had I forget who it was. They were telling me they were complaining about being short, and I was like, dude, just go check out. I told them to go check out Coach Greg. And I was like, look at the way, you know, he's got a whiny ass voice. He's fucking annoying, but he owns that shit. He's happy, you know. He's like, he made all kinds of gains. He got a pro card in bodybuilding, you know. Yeah. And he was pointing out, because people are always whining about, you know, he did like 50 or 60 bodybuilding shows. He's done crazy amount of them. And he didn't get his pro card until like the 40th one or the 50th one or something.
Oh, man, that's crazy. The amount of dedication that takes. Like, you know, I have two shows under my belt, you know what I mean? And even that, it's just like, you work so hard. It's so much prep, so much time, and it's life consuming in a way, you know, especially when you have a job that takes up a lot of your life, and then you're trying to make time for your kid, and then relationships and whatever else you got going on, and you know, it's all consuming on top of everything else. And then you know, like I never stop, man. Like I never take a break. It's like I sit down at 9 o'clock at night, you know, and then I go to bed at 9:45, and then, you know, and it's all consuming for 5 minutes of stage time. And then, you know, if that day, oh man, it's like, oh my, you know, you're not popping your lat right because you're feeling like you tweaked it the day before or something like that. And it's just, it kind of sucks in that regard. So, but yeah, anyone that just sticks with it, it's unreal, the amount of dedication. And I have so much respect for anyone that stays in the sport after, especially like there was guys I was competing with, they're 20-year guys and saying they don't have a pro card yet. And it's just like unreal. But.
Well, I mean, either way, you know, it's really something to be proud of. Whether you get a pro card or not, you're still, I mean, just like you said, that dedication and all that hard work that goes into it, you know, real recognizes real, like they say. So if you've done it, you recognize it and you respect it. But I mean,
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to. I mean, I guess I could potentially down the road. I'm really confused with I know I don't have fantastic genetics, but I'm starting to think they're a little bit better than I was expecting. So
Well,
I'm just gonna
that's the
keep
thing.
grinding away and just see where I'm at in another year or two. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't want to. It'd be awesome to stand on stage and actually feel confident up there.
I
But
don't think I don't think Big Ramy feels confident on stage. I don't think anyone feels confident on stage, man. Well, maybe Big Ramy, but I don't know. Just it's such an interesting feeling, and it's definitely a rush, man. But it's like you don't really know until you try either, right? And like you know, you can't be limited by genetics. I mean, there's certain things you can't change, like the size of your rib cage, but you know, you can decide how much muscle you want to put on your pecs, right? So it's
like Chris Bumstead. I'm pretty sure he's my height. I think he's like 6'3".
He's a pretty tall dude, yeah.
Yeah, but he's I know I'll probably never get that big, but if you look at the way his arms are built and like everything, you can see like he was pretty ecto. Like he had more ecto like genes, and it's really crazy that he won Mr. Olympia. But if you look at his arms, like he doesn't really have massive arms. Like it's just the rest of his body in proportion because he's so damn tall, and the way his muscle inserts are elsewhere, especially like his back and his chest, is insane, and his legs.
It's incredible, yeah.
But yeah, seeing people like Chris Bumstead more gives me hope on that end because and like Brandon Harding, he was like freaking stick, dude, and now he's it's insane.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, no, it's yeah, like regardless of genetics, yeah, it's you can do what pretty much whatever you set your mind to if you want to dedicate enough time to it and stuff like that. I mean, but it's hard, right? We have other priorities in life too. You know, we're not making like so myself, you know, like competing, it costs me money. I'm not making any money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like
I hear you. Yeah,
I'm paying the ex-wife, child support and money, and just because that's just the way it is, and I got to work, I got my own bills to pay too. And then the show, we were talking about the cost.
Yeah, the expenses. It's so easy to get off track, dude.
It is. Yeah, no, this is cool. I'm digging this. I've never done anything like this before, so no, it's good. Expenses, yeah. So you have a registration just to be a part of the CPA. So you have to pay that fee. So probably around $150 each show. If you're just doing one class, is going to cost you about $150 just to register in the show itself. Your tan. From the past 2 shows I've done, the first one I did, it was $140 for my tan, and the other one was $170. But they were definitely like a bit of a higher quality tanning company at the second show there, just because it was a bigger show. And
it didn't look like a fake tan to me, but
it's so fake. I'm still pretty orange, man. I don't know. There's my camera. Yeah, you can.
You got some Donald Trump action going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy. But every time I have a shower and I scrub myself with Dawn, it's more keeps coming off, and that's another thing. It's bad. I feel it's bad for my skin, but I'm pretty prone to acne. But so you got that. So I mean, and then if you want photos too, they charge you for your stage photos too on top of that. So at this level at least. So I mean, you're looking anywhere, you're in $600 basic, just for
one season. So does that, you said you had to register as an athlete, does that last for life, or do you have to like redo it every year?
That's a year. So that's a yearly registration. And then and then each show is obviously, that's all separate. So every show you're going to, just for your basic package around here for an amateur one, you got your registration fees $150, your tan's $150, your photos are $150, so you're looking at, what, $450 and then and then your yearly registration fee, and that's just for one show, right? So it's kind of like if you want to for the season, they kind of run shows year round. Like I could have, if I wanted to have my season more like 6 months, there's more shows all around Canada and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of them are around this time, October-ish, November and stuff like that. So that's where kind of how my timeline's falling. So now I'm in the off season, but
So you got that for your registration and everything. So that's not counting your food, your supplements, your protein. So you still got all of those expenses on top, and then your gym
you want to get
shit,
you want to get into the other expenses. Yeah,
it's expensive to be a bodybuilder, right?
Oh man, it is. Like I was in the dollar store the other day, and I'm looking, and I'm like, man, I could afford to live off, $5-10 a day in food, but I'm eating garbage all day. So yeah, the reality is my groceries, you'd think it'd be cheaper on a cut, but just because I keep my protein quite high, and so it's just high quality food and high volume and stuff like that, and vegetables, everything like that. I was probably spending close to $800 a month on myself, like groceries. You know what I mean? And that's
not bad.
It's not too, and that's in a deficit too. On top of that, you know what I mean? So it's like if you want to maintain that, at least when you're doing a bulk, though, you're getting more carbs and stuff like that. So there's
well, you got to figure, like, because whenever you're pointing out the expenses in Canada, that's like double. Most of the cost of living is almost double what we pay here in the U.S., especially here in the South. Like maybe New York, they get pretty close to the cost of living, but in Canada, it's like, I mean, from what I've been told and what I've seen, it seems like the cost of living is almost double for most things, like gas. Don't they sell milk in bags or something? I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But yeah, no, not where I'm from. Yeah, not in Alberta, at least. Maybe at Tim Hortons or something. Their milk comes in a bag. But yeah, no, we get it in jugs, just like you guys. But yeah, everything's expensive. I mean, it's like $6-7 for a jug of milk, and depending, some of the other provinces too, they have extra taxes on it. They have like I can't remember.
Yeah, they got taxes on taxes, as Crowder puts it.
Yeah, they got like 3 different types of taxes, and it's just insane. Like, and you go to Newfoundland or something, and it's like there's like no work there. There's just like fisheries, and then so for you take that into, you just got minimum wage jobs down there, and then everything is like 15% taxes on everything. It's nuts. But here it's not too bad. But we're oil and gas driven, so it's like our economy fluctuates a lot. But cost of living is very high here. Yeah, I mean, you're looking for a 1-bedroom apartment when the economy's normal. A 1-bedroom apartment's going to cost you, anywhere from $1,100 a month, upwards, maybe $1,000 if you get like an incentive or something like that. But yeah, right now, because COVID, everything kind of dropped a little bit on the market because of COVID. So it's a good time to like buy and stuff. It's actually buyer's market right now here. But yeah, still groceries everything's expensive. I don't know. I'm sure some areas in the States it is too, but yeah,
the U.S. is doing its best to catch up right now. They're trying to. I think our inflation was like almost 4% this year or something. The economists are supposed to keep. I ain't going to talk a bunch of politics, but the economists are supposed to keep inflation under 2% a year or something, and it's gone. So over this past year, thanks to COVID and everything, and decisions made, they are like our gas has been through the roof, and cost of products, and I'm sure you've heard about all the cargo ships that are just sitting out in the bay and everything.
Yeah.
And like those toaster strudel things I was showing you, those were helping me to gain weight again because there's so many calories. I mean, it's garbage calories, but I'm actually able to gain some weight,
Hey man, yeah, whatever.
And I bought them all out. They're all gone, and they haven't gotten any more. They've been out for like over a week. I went to the next city over, and they were out of them too. I'm like,
oh, no way.
They don't even have anything close to resembling those damn toaster breakfast strudels, and they're so good.
They looked good. Yeah, you sent me that picture. This guy sends me a picture of these. I'm just like starving on 1,800 calories a day. And he's like, I mean, like 4 of these fucking strudels a day. And I'm like, you bastard.
Yeah, I was
man. Let me eat my egg whites. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I've been cooking up some egg whites. I'll put 2 whole eggs in, and I mean, I say frying. I'm not putting no grease in the pan. I use non-stick skillet, and just maybe put 1 little quick spray of cooking spray. But I'll put 2 whole eggs, and I'll bust the yolks all up, and then I'll mix in some, probably about, what's a serving of egg whites, like a 1/4 cup or something. It's
like 100 grams of egg whites. It's gonna be like 45 calories, 10 grams.
I just dump the shit in there, so all kinds. Like I put a bunch.
Fair enough.
Let me grab these. I think I've shown them to you already.
All right.
these guys right here.
Oh yeah.
Man, look, all that protein in there. They've got like 8 grams of fiber. They're really freaking good. So these
Are you getting a kickback from those guys for promoting them? No, it's just
you would think so, right?
It's funny, no, because those are actually delicious. Yeah, no, those I was actually using those in my prep too, man. It was great. Just
they really are. They're really
high protein. Yeah, really, really nice. And then I was doing egg sandwiches, the same thing, man. Yeah, I was just dumping all my egg. I'd make a big scramble. Same you were just talking. I was when I cut my fat a little bit there near the end, so I was only doing one whole egg, and then I was doing like 300 grams of whites, and then yeah,
I think egg whites are good, dude. I mean, I can be good with like some basic shit sometimes, like some damn pinto beans with some rice, and
oh yeah,
you know. And
hell yeah.
the thing about beans, you don't hear a lot of people. The only people I've heard talk about, you know, a lot of beans for bodybuilding or building muscle in general was John Meadows, and he would. I think he had a video something about bulking on a budget. I think it was labeled something like that. And he just goes through and he gets all the beans and he gets the rice, you know, and just spends like $20 in the grocery store, has enough groceries for a week.
That's it. And
I'm like, yeah, dude, that's it right there.
Yeah. I'm a big pasta guy, man. I prefer pasta because it's easier for me to weigh out than I love rice, but yeah, it's pasta sticks with me a little better. But
have you tried quinoa?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like, it's okay.
It's different, right? It's almost like it reminds me of hominy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can never get on the quinoa wagon. I keep it pretty simple. I either do like penne or sometimes I'll do some rice. I don't like doing just strictly brown or strictly white. Sometimes I'll mix them depending. I like having a little bit of complex just because I have just my blood sugar and stuff like that. I like and I like the fiber too. But I find if I do all whole grain stuff, especially rice, it starts to cause some digestive stress a little bit. But yeah, no, it's you know, you can do it. You can do it affordably too, right? But it's a little trickier.
It's easy to spend a lot of money being a fitness connoisseur or whatever you want to call it. Or it's easy. I mean, a lot of people say it's too expensive. A lot of the SJWs, if you will, you know, the body positivity group, the healthy at every weight group, whatever. Mm-hmm. I seen one of their posts just the other day that it's too expensive to lose weight. Some people aren't privileged enough to lose weight. And I'm like, so because you don't have money, you can't count a calorie?
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make any sense?
Just put the fork down. Yeah.
Always an excuse, man. It's
for
people
sure.
Always want to have a reason why there's an outside force that's stopping them from making adult decisions to better themselves.
Yeah.
You got to just own it.
Just got to do it. And by all means, if you're happy with the way you look, I guess just be happy with it. But
they're not, though. If they were, they wouldn't have to shove it into everybody's face that they are. You know,
exactly right. Like I'll never
convince themselves more than anybody else.
Yeah,
that's why they say the same shit over and over. And I was gonna say, whenever you blame others, you sacrifice your power to control your own life, you know, like, because if it's somebody else's fault, you're saying they're controlling what's going on in your own life. So it just drives me insane because our country is just being, well, the whole world really, it's just a bunch of victims.
Yeah. No, the victim
I don't see how victims would ever make any gains.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, you just got to take control. You want something, you know, you got to do it. It's pretty simple. This is what it is, man. You got to commit, right?
So what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who wants to get into bodybuilding?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Well, be committed. You can't be lukewarm.
Got to go all in, huh?
You got to go all in because you'll be 3 weeks out from your first show and you'll pull out if you're not all in because it gets tough, you know. And you
don't get your fee back, do you?
No, you don't. So I mean, like,
no refunds.
I've known quite a few people that, man, they've been ready to go in a week out and they pull out because I don't know.
I can understand it, dude. Especially with what I've been going through the past month. It's like, dude, that's dedicating to anything is just daunting to me. I'm like, I just don't because when I was younger, I was very irresponsible. I was always telling people I'd be there and I wouldn't show up, you know, whether it be for work or my family needing help with something, or just I would always give somebody my word and then fall through. So that's something I've been trying really hard to not do anymore is if I say I'm going to do something, I'm trying to do it instead of, you know, being a whatever you want to call it, a piece of shit, basically. So
Yeah, no, and that's for
that's
sure,
why I
man.
was like, if I tell my audience on YouTube or anything that I was going to be getting into a bodybuilding or doing a show, and then I don't do it, who the hell would want to watch my channel?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, and that's the thing, right? Yeah, so the commitment would be probably number one, and number two, if you really want to do it, just do it. And then, you know, like that's the biggest thing too. Like a lot of people, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not going to be ready this year. I'm not going to be ready this year. Just do it. Just get on stage and see if you like it. And then if you do, then then keep committed, you know, and then the next year will be better, you know, put on some size, put on 10 pounds or whatever, 5-10 pounds. And then, you know, and then it's just actually getting up there and doing it. You know what I mean? I talked about it for years, and like, you know, everyone in my family, everyone knows that I wanted to be a bodybuilder. And, you know, I don't know.
Now you are.
Yeah, now I am. Yeah, exactly. Because
awesome,
I finally did it. I finally did it competitively, you know, and I got on stage, and it's a great feeling. It's a good achievement, but, you know, you got to just do it. You just got to commit, and, you know, just do it, as Shia LaBeouf would say. But yeah, no, it's good. It's a long road too. And, you got to have a patient, partner, spouse, girlfriend, whatever, that too, that's important. A support system, you know, whether you don't have that, family, friends, whatever, you know, that's also important. And people,
I hate to think of where I'd be without mine. She's
she's
a trooper for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
because I know I'm a pain in the ass. So
aren't we all? And we all can be. But no, it's good. Yeah,
I just try to make it worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to make up for it. Do my best. But it's being a dad and then bodybuilding on top of that. That's pretty impressive, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And you know your daughter's going to be super proud to show you off whenever she gets older too. She'll be like, "My dad's a bodybuilder."
Yeah, it's
super strong.
I got 14 years hopefully before she's dating, you know. So I got a lot of time to put some muscle on it.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we have a little boy.
Yeah.
I'd go to prison, dude. There's no doubt.
Oh, dude, yeah. My daughter's 2.5, and I'm already. There's been nights I'm up, just like you know, you get the scenarios in your head, and this is not gonna that's not gonna happen for 13, 14 years, and it's just like, this will be good. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's cool. It's cool to be here and be where I am, and yeah, man. No, thanks for having me on the show too, or just the interview, and that's great.
Dude. I mean, if you wanted to, we could do a show every 2 weeks or every week or just whenever you want. Just let me know and we can set it up. And you're welcome on my platform anytime, dude. It's not
Thanks,
like
man.
a huge audience or anything, but I mean, for sure, if I can help you reach even one person, then by all means.
Oh man, no, I appreciate it. It's great, and that's one thing I'm going to start focusing on, building my Instagram following too, and it's something I haven't put the time into. I've just been so busy and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's cool, and I think we should try and do some sort of like something like that, because it's kind of good. And then, you know, today was good. It was a good introduction. We just talked about a lot of stuff, and then, you know, we can streamline some things in the future.
We should challenge each other. We should do some challenges.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
Some
whatever.
Fitness challenges. I don't know. You can come up with one, and we'll do it. We'll video it, make a video out of it. It'd be pretty cool.
Let's do it. Let's
collaborations. I don't know what kind of challenge. I mean, whatever you want to do. Just a time to. I mean, I don't want to pick something I excel in or anything. You know, like I've gotten really good at pull-ups. I'm pretty impressed with how I busted out 10 of those puppies in a set. And I remember 3 years ago I could barely pull myself up one time. Just
hell yeah.
I just hopped up there, and it was after I set that PR on deadlifts, after I pulled that 465, and then I still did a set of 10. And I was
Nice, man. Yeah,
finally
465.
made it. I can finally do a set of 10 pull-ups.
Well, we should definitely do some fun stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna really focus on strength here probably for the next 3 months. I'm just doing maintenance calories and just gonna maybe a little bit of a surplus, and then just I want to get my strength up a bit. Then I'll do a mini cut, and then I'm gonna go into my bulk here for this season, and then
You'll have to get you some of those toaster strudel breakfast things.
Yeah, well, yeah, I gotta find them in Canada here. See if we can get just mail them to me or something.
Man, they should have them. Y'all got Walmart, right?
We do have a Walmart, so yeah, hell yeah. But
well, all right, man, we're almost to an hour, so I think we're gonna go ahead and close this one out. If you got anything else you'd like to say to the audience before we close out?
No, I don't think so, man. Other than just it's nice to see it. Thanks for anyone who's watching or who's going to watch after we repost this. And yeah, it's great. Keep following. Chris has lots of great content on his page, and and I'm gonna start working on mine too. So yeah, absolutely, dude. Hell yeah.
Awesome, dude. Well, it was a good time. We'll have to do it again soon. And just get with me on that. You can come up with a challenge, and I'll see what I can do.
Sounds good. We'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe we'll try to do something every 2 weeks or whatever like this, just a little video. And, yeah,
we'll just touch base and kind of holler at the audience and stuff, and then it gives me something consistent, because that's what I've been bad about lately, is not being consistent enough on my channel. So
yeah, for sure. That'll help me too. At least get the same thing, get some content coming out every once in a while, and we can follow me in my off season too and see track my progression. Yeah, and then any long-term followers will I don't know, do some fun shit too, do some giveaways or something. I don't know, we'll figure something out. But.
Well, yeah, if you start a channel too, then we can stream on your channel sometimes too. So just the way.
Sounds all right, man. Okay, catch you later.
All right, have a good night.
Yeah,
bye everybody.
See ya.